What's up, Atlanta? Okay. So, a couple of days ago, I found out that apparently there's a contingent of people who is raising a lawsuit challenging the validity of Barack Obama's birth certificate. It's crazy. Like, they're like Hawaii, not so much. Anyway, so I'm gonna, go to this poem again to start off the night, and I hope you all have a good time. And this is called American History Looks for Light, a prayer for the survival of Barack Obama in 5 voices. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Your hands can't touch what your eyes can't see. Muhammad Ali. 1. The bullet speaks of purpose. Trajectory is everything. The difference between a kiss off the ribcage or the blessed blood of a ripe organ. The brain protests the most. Neurons firing over and around the holy landing, trying to make sense of it, the wailing and the vivid snapshots, metal tendrils reaching, trying to block out the light. 2. Malcolm pulls Obama's coat. There is no doubt in my mind, they will come for you. Dozens at a time, miniature fighter planes built for just such an idealism as yours. They are amazing fish, fanning their steel gills like razors, formations neat and orderly as a school, barreling toward the heart, spleen, kidney, abdomen, anywhere there is light. 3. Obama plays the dozens. I'm so fast, I'll be gone by trigger time. I'm so bad, I beat Hillary by 30. I'm so slick, not even Bill could sink me. I'm so badass, my name is Barack. I'm so chameleon, my name is Hussein. I'm so pretty, your mama canvassed for me. I'm so pretty, your mama voted for me. I'm so pretty, your mama is my mama. I'm so good, I shook up the world. I'm so fast, I dodge a circus of bullets. I'm so fast, I flick the switch and be in bed before the light comes off. 4. The bullet takes the bait. Neither disease nor plane crash, not knife, not hurricane or freak accident is as dramatic as me. See the body begin to decompose in an instant. See the body become particular. See the body become tendrils of impressionist thought. See how marvelous my entrance is, how devastating my exit wounds. I save my best work for the stage. 5. Bruce Lee knows from bullets. See this fist, this quick acapella kick, kung fu, sure enough what? See this sidestep, taekwondo, don't you never think steel be hard like bone. Barack, I legacy you, me. Every dragon flow, strict mantis pose, struck to cobra, swift release. Don't you never think steel be hard like home. See this river flow bones. See how bullets bury what they cannot kill. See how I live ecstatic. Fly, jumpsuit, dramatic. Barack, I legacy you, me, like I loaned Muhammad the butterfly and the bee. We stay vested, historically protected bee. We battle terrific. Fuck Chuck Norris. Me and Jim Kelly's got your hood and your dome. Don't you never think steel be hard like stone.
When Tom booked us for this performance, it was in the summer, and Marty said, oh, we have no excuse not to write a group piece. So last week, we got together and came up with this.
Yes.
The silence in the photograph belongs to my mother.
The silence in the photograph dangles between the man and the woman.
The silence in the photograph did not exist in the moment it was taken.
The television remote squeezed like a victory ribbon in her fist. Between her and my father, I am stiffly composed and rattling off mundanities to fill the spaces.
A fish waiting to be gutted, my letter of a body still atoms, and nothing more between them.
There's so much you never see, even in a photograph. My parents are dancing and they are laughing, blind, with squinched eyes, mouths open, and arms around each other.
In the photograph, she is turned to the left.
Mouth ajar, leaning. He is turned to the right. He is bearded and pleased.
I sit between them for the only photos that exist of us three. Even for the flash, my mother refuses to relinquish the remote.
They are howling with a kind of laughter which, caught at a different time, might look like pain, or loss, or grief.
The silence between them fills with organ music, with a war that has taken a bouquet of their friends already.
Show them the photo. Ask them what they were laughing at when the shutter was snapped, and of course, they will say nothing.
A silence, a battleground among us, my brain fills with panic.
But only because they're both gone now. Snapped by a bigger shutter, Cancer's camera captures so much detail.
She wears daisies in her veil. He is a conscientious objector in a taut black suit. It is 1969, and they've not talked about babies.
Tonight, my mother is too tired to pick up again the charade she decided was done when I was 12. And my father, still too cavalier in tone, inspires in my mother only fight and defensiveness.
And it's the little things that count. His hands clasped at the small of her back, hers around his neck. I love them still, as I love them still forever, wherever they are.
Tonight it is our clothes
in the
that are
great
loudest.
Dance of the human life.
My yellow long sleeve shirt, my mother's orange blouse.
It will be 30 years before
my
that
father's
fish
dashiki.
is split open to the air. The summer he admits to never wanting daughters. The summer she gives back the ring and they start speaking in psychological terms.
The greatest gift my father ever gave me was the love he had for my mother. Who knew that a happy childhood would be so rare and beautiful?
If I look close enough to what is not being said amongst us, I can almost see my lips move.
What the fish birthed was a raucous girl.
Calling down blessings on my mother, myself, and the chance that brings us three together.
Silence can mean I love you, I remember you. Do you resent
A
me?
vagabond
I
daughter
hate you.
with dictionaries for arms and a bullhorn of a throat, a neon sign of want, a terror of protective quiet.
Even in a photograph,
There's so much you never see. Even in a photograph.
a trinity that screams louder than anything we can offer as him.
I have taken the blueprint of your back for granted, as if the sidewalk were not an altar and the sound of the shower not a hurricane bearing down. There is no ceremony for this.
The sting is still in my palm where yesterday I slapped the piss out of the man who thought it okay to grab my arm. The sting still sounds like gunshot. Today I ride at the L train. Ask the woman politely if I might have some room to sit. She glares. Make me a bullet of a mouth. Not a bullet, a gun.
Not a gun, a harbor. To hold you against the night with its sirens and batons, I fly down the block to you and the lights in harm's way, all 16 muscles of my tongue pulled, meat for the men who don't love you.
When the man returns, pale white face swollen red with my palm print to say he is pressing charges, I know what must be done. What happens when white men make allegations? There's no ceremony for this. I hustle out the back way hustle. Take the low, stay low on the road. Walk in the shadows low, long way around the next block.
My love, ink is fool's armor. Your good luck works on no one in uniform.
If it is true that bone is harder than steel,
make me a building, a garden of mineral and calcium in bloom, deadbolt of a spine.
Today, I'm trying to find ways to explain to my students the difference between the personal and the political in a narrative work. Each time the cry of fight goes up on the streets, I remember your hand, the man rocking back on his heels, his mouth a sidelong oval, shocked into quiet at last. My last fight 2 years ago, I punched a cab driver, a black man, an African, for refusing to take us to Brooklyn. After the fight, I cried hysterically.
Love, lay your burden down here.
Tell me how to make this body a safe house and not a prison.
I'll
Hold my hand when every lifting is an act of self-defense. When I was 9, the only black child in Winnipeg's Greenwood Elementary, I fought 8 times in 2 weeks. Nigger from Sean, nigger from Jeff, nigger from Doug, from Debbie. There's no ceremony for this. Today, the woman on the train snarls, clutches her purse, changes seats. I think I've been reading poetry. I teach children. I can identify Mozart and Monk. I've read James Joyce. I should be safe. Tell me how
to take your hand, how take the knife and not call it murder or surrender. the cab driver, the cop, the woman on the L train conspire.
You are already a weapon.
I am no building,
no shield,
less than cotton between the
violent night and their skins. How to come back from lynch mob, from no count of Brooklyn, from Rosewood, from nigger, from nigger, from nigger, from 3/5, from chattel. I am no weapon.
Less than teeth, ground down to bone dust, small, white as I am.
But I'm on the L train riding with Rosa Parks. I want to drag a blade, slow, across a white woman's throat. A little joy to open up my set. So just about all the poems I'm doing are from a collection I have coming out in the fall of '09, and the collection is called Gully. And I'm from Trinidad and Tobago originally, and half of the set is about what it was like to grow up as a fan of cricket at a time when the West Indies dominated international cricket in a way like it had never been dominated before. So, half of it is a meditation on what it is to be like young and black when black men are dominating this white colonial gentleman's sport. The second half, Gully is a fielding position in the game. The second half of the book is about the immigrant translation and what Gully means now that I'm also a black American 20 years later in the US. So all the poems I'm doing, you know, under that umbrella one way or the next. When I first moved here in my early 20s, I worked at a synagogue for 6 years. This poem is called Allegory of the Black Man at Work in a Synagogue. My name is Roger Anthony Bonair-Agard. My name is a myth of its own creation, its syllables conjured by fear. My name is given me by an anxious history. The meat of it is always about loss and return. I was born between two rivers in a valley of a shadow of blackness. My name means famous spear. It is old German. It is the purview of warriors. My name means priceless. It is old Latin. It is the purview of kings. My name means beautiful one. It is old French. I wear it like a sixth finger. When I was 23, I managed the records of membership and death. Membership and death bear their own names. They keep mine locked in the safe of their own mythology. The old man says, fuck you, I say, my name means free to go about my own business. They came to me with solemn voices to purchase plots, to give them seats in the temple. They did not recognize my name, or sometimes they did. Are you French? Are you a Jew? Are you black? May I speak to someone white? They came to me with celebration. This is my son David. This is my daughter Rebecca. This is their child Noah, Rosenbaum, Miller, Tish, Mandel. They brought me their tithings of laughter, history, wine, hubris, hate. I gathered them onto me to make myself new armor. My name is the firstborn son of a single mother. She is always a basket on a river. We cup the irony like a river. Her name is the purview of gods. She holds on to me like a promise. She gave me literature and the love of all things holy, and rum is holy, and dominoes are holy. The smell of night blooming jasmine is holy. She adorns her walls with the crawl of bougainvillea, and these too holy. During the high holy days, they come to me for seats in the temple. They come to me without knowing my name. They come to me without knowing the meanings of likeness and image, but they offer me bottles of wine and good legal advice. They offer me tickets to the Knicks and Rangers. They do not speak to me if I do not have a name tag. They do not look long enough to see the name tag. My name means invisible. It does not belong to me. My name means holder of seats which are closest to God. My name means holder of land which is closest to death. I am 23 years old. I am a litany of violence. I am moon on a dance floor. I am drunken promise behind the wheel of a car. They advise me like their own son. They urge me back to school. They urge me back into the carapace of my own mind. My name means guardian. It is old Norman French. It is the purview of lords. My name means elaborate caskets and endowments for the temple. I am 26 years old. I do not know my name. I am untethered as a cloud. They come to me with new ways to talk about race. They come to me with words and new literatures. My mother's name means music. Means builder of things. She gave me fists and a fencer's tongue. My name means builder of things. They come to me with poetry. It is the purview of the lost. Thank God they have come. My name means hunger. My body means hunger. I'm a litany of hunger. This new poem means hunger. Again, from the madness of those early years in New York City. Defense, 1988. The epigraph is from Audio 2. Milt is chillin', Gizmo's chillin', what more can I say? Top billin'. 1. Pickup. The drug dealers wear brightly colored velour sweatsuits open to the waist. Thick gold rope chains hang past their sternums. 4-finger rings mimic a skyline on their fingers, and the gazelles framing their faces under the brooding eaves of Kangools are epic. They call me Youngblood or sometimes Island Boy. And they throw down bills on the pickup games we run under the lights at 116th Street. My handle is decent. My passes are money on a dime. My jump shot is almost non-existent. But my hands are fast, and I stay on my man like a bad rash. The first time I hang out with the Kennys, I'm scared to play, but do so anyway. I'm less than a year removed from home. These dudes ain't no joke. I'd better play D. Nobody on this court knows how sweet I am with a ball at my feet. How round and rich my baritone throat. 2. Cocaine. The 2 Kennys want me to smoke crack with them. I won't, so they're pissed. Still, I pool my money with theirs, and in the back of an abandoned lot in an abandoned car, we take turns letting a crack whore suck us off. I return twice more to the lot, once without the Kennys, and I'm a little relieved when I do not find any of the broken, toothless women walking around and willing to make such an exchange. Later, in a cramped bathroom, I will smack $200 worth of cocaine out of Kenny's hand when he tries to force it down my nose, and he'll want to fight me. The close quarters are the proverbial telephone booth in which I know I can bloody Kenny's whole body, and for the first time I will fight and not be afraid of whatever United States Marines Kenny says he used to belong to. Fuck him. No one in this bathroom knows how sweet I am with a ball at my feet, how round and rich my baritone throat. Earth and God. This is not a poem about cricket, except my grandfather was once young and fast and black. And when he was 80, I saw him wield a bat with such fearsomeness that we all stopped our game and watched him run and swing again. And it's probably unimportant that this was no game to him, chasing down the bigger boy, beating me up on the street in the middle of the game where my mouth had got me in trouble again. And now, when I think of what else my grandfather could have become, I do not consider his 30-odd shirt jacks in every pastel shade possible lining the closet, or the way his hat fit meticulously at that angle on his head, or even that I held a straight razor against his throat day after day to shave him. I was the only one he'd let do it. And after he'd run down the stink-mouthed boy who was cuffing me in the head, and after he'd rolled up his pants to show me how the coffee was danced, and after years of his turning the corner every Sunday morning on the stroke of 9:05, lips moving silently, mumbling the rosary as he looked up to wave Sunday greetings to Miss Murray and Mr. Mora and Miss Esme and Miss Alfonso, and though I laugh now, that had I known those shirt jacks would be in such fashion 20 years later, I would have snatched them right out of the closet with his body still warm in the ground and fixed them about my 14-year-old shoulders. What I still remember is that my grandfather was the son of an African washerwoman and a French landowner, that he could have been all things in a different world at a later time had his skin not been so black-broiled in the cocoa sun. What I remember is with what ease an 80-year-old man swung the well-hewn piece of willow when he saw threats to his male heir. And I think about his perfect arm action as he gathered speed, barefoot on the road that day, on the balls of his feet and breathing hard. How he picked up the bat on the run and swung it like the brushing cutlass through the cane stalk, like the flat machete through the sweet cocoa pod. And though this is not cricket, I remember how he moved like all the other heroes we were mimicking that day. Gus Logie and Joel Garner, Clive Lloyd or Collis King. I do not immediately remember how he taught me to discern fever grass from Jerry Tooth Bush, or Shadow Benny from useless weed struggling through the red dirt. I do not remember his face, quiet and unworried as a baby's in my hand, the skin pulled taut as my hands learned latitude and nuance, the way I learned to windmill the razor like Viv did his bat, and scrape the gray hairs off his face and against the soft hot cloth. I do not remember first that he'd been warning my mother and me from months before he even got sick, that the land would be in contention, and that he wanted us to be sure to get what was ours. Here on the scrabble grass edges of a worrisome habit, when the bartender pours me the fourth shot and marvels at my still lucidity and intelligent conversation, I do not remember first that my grandfather warned that a visitor could never take just one drink, that the second was necessary to walk out on 2 feet. This, even as he was signing his name to some momentously important document in florid, turn-of-century inkpot British script, Hudley Vincent de Paul Bonair. What I remember first is my grandfather running, impossibly fast and impossibly old, carrying my safety on the razor's edge of a bat. How he might have been so much else but beautiful and reposed. His leathered face in my hands, he was every prayer he needed to become. A man of earth and God and the open throat. So I'm going to do a short one and then a not so short one and then
That's it.
and then yeah. And then word is bond, that's it. Jukebox mixtape for a bad night out. How Sweet It Is, Marvin Gaye. Anything by the Temptations. Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin. Could You Be Loved, Bob Marley. 7, Prince. Take a Bow, Madonna. This is what you hold your dearest vigils towards. An ecstasy of East Brooklyn chaos. Tequila is a motherfucker. The jukebox is a vigilante. Always is. The 2-year-old girl climbing the tables remind us of something we might want to be part of someday. When we say tomorrow, we mean hopeful. When we thumb past the Billy Joel and stop instead at Curtis Mayfield, we are remembering that our knuckles are still scarred. We know Madonna is the only woman here who can understand us. Not Mary J, not Beyonce, not Diana Ross. The Juke is a vigilante. We cannot find Grace Jones. The dance floor is a seductress. The bass is the only Bible we beat. Sinatra is on rotation. He cannot help us. God damn it. East Williamsburg is the most disturbing. Beautiful gray concrete. Not a motherfucking jukebox has Grace Jones. That's who we need right now. A woman who can cure a hangover. A beast who won't let you brood. One song, Wish She Was Here. That bitch would know what to do.